I notice a recent trend on some quit smoking boards that there's people coming in who are trying to give the impression that withdrawal really goes for much longer than what we talk about, being peaking within a 2 to 3 day time period and then easing up after that. After a couple of weeks, you really shouldn't have much withdrawal symptoms. There's some adjustments going on still in the body, but real major symptoms generally are not that prolonged. Well, there's people coming out who are trying to make it appear that, oh no, withdrawal can go on for weeks. Oh no, for months. There's a couple coming out basically trying to give the impression that, oh my gosh, it could go on for years. Now, I want to point out some of the issues that I have with the message that is being sent. It is harmful to three groups of people, very specifically. One, people who are just now considering quitting smoking. And they want to know, some idea of what they can expect. How long are they going to be in withdrawal? They've got this horrible imagery of what their life is like without smoking. Well, gosh, how long is that life going to go? They see reports like this. They see articles saying, oh, you can expect this to go on for weeks or months and maybe for years. Oh, come on. You're not even going to start to quit. I always told people if the way they envision their life was going to be like without smoking, if that's the way their life was, hey, it's not worth it quitting smoking. You're better off smoking and dying prematurely than living in this state that you visualize smoking is going to be like. Or quitting is going to be like. It's not going to be that way for the vast majority of people. The other group who I'm particularly concerned with are people who are in their second or third day of withdrawal. They are in peak withdrawal. They are having these horrible symptoms. And I want to point out, not all people who quit have peak withdrawal. Some people have no withdrawal. They just toss them without a problem. But let's say you're one of these people in your 48-hour mark and you're really suffering. And now you're seeing, reports, science coming out and saying, oh, this can go on for weeks. This might go on for months. Oh, this may go for years. You think you're going to hang on for another 24 hours with the idea that the next year is going to be worse or going to be bad or going to be anywhere, close to what you're facing now? No. You're going to have people throw in the towel. The other group, and in a way, possibly the most dangerously impacted, people who are off for weeks or months and are having symptoms, things that are wrong. They're not feeling right, whether it be emotional, whether it be physical. They're not feeling good. Normally, if they felt this way, they'd go to their doctor because, man, something is wrong and they don't know what it is and they, realize they probably should get it checked. But you see something like this, saying, oh no, this could be a post-acute withdrawal syndrome. This could be something that's going to go on for weeks or months or years, and there's nothing you can kind of do about it. This is just part of not smoking. Those people may literally not go seek medical attention for a problem that they're having, which is very likely having nothing to do with the fact they quit smoking, but something else has gone wrong after they quit smoking. Now, the reason I want to hit this hard is, again, for those three groups of people, I want them to understand that this information that they're seeing, in some cases, over and over again, that this is a prolonged state. Some of it they're trying to base around science. They're doing it on studies that were done that show that there's receptors in your brain that are altered when you smoke, and when you quit smoking, it could take, even the studies are saying that it could take 3 months to get back to kind of a more normal state. None of them that I can find are saying that it takes years, although, again, people are trying to give the impression. But even the 3-month mark, I want to point out, it's not true for the vast majority of people who quit smoking. Are they having the receptor issues? Are there receptor changes? Yeah, there are. But are those receptor changes affecting the way people are feeling after they're off smoking for relatively short time periods? The advantage that I have is I dealt with a lot of people in quitting smoking in live clinic formats. And I dealt with people who were all quitting at the same time. The clinic started on a set date, and most of the people in the clinic quit on that date. There were a few that quit a few days earlier. Some would quit even weeks early, but they were the outliers. The majority of people quit when they walked in that program. I had daily contact with these people through the first week. I had several contacts with them, one-on-one contacts with them in the second week. I dealt with these people after the clinic was over. I had pretty much weekly contact with them for a couple of months, and then I had ongoing contact over time for well over a year for most of these people. I watched people quit smoking and watched the reactions that they were having. And I will tell you that by the second week, by the graduation day, there weren't a group of people coming in who were still complaining of all these horrible symptoms. They weren't productive and they couldn't think and they felt depressed and their life was just such a low quality. When people came into the graduation ceremony, they were so excited. They felt better than they had felt for years. Did they have downregulations going on from neurons in their brain that should have been affecting, certain neurotransmitters in their body? Yeah, the science, I guess, says they did. But they weren't showing any signs of feeling worse because of it. They were feeling better than they had felt for a long time. Were there some people who seemed to be having a hard time? Well, at the graduation, there were not many. There weren't. Every now and then when I'd be talking to people in follow-up, I'd get a few. But I'll tell you, when I got people into their, second week or third week or fourth week starting to complain about symptoms that were ongoing, I wanted them to their doctor pretty quick at that point in time. I did not want them writing it off to not smoking, because in most cases, when they went to their doctors, they found there was something ongoing that needed intervention. Giving them the impression that somehow this was a normal reaction. First, it was wrong, and again, second, it was dangerous. It made them put off doing things. Now, I'm going to attach videos into the video description here that really address this concept from a few different angles. Probably the most important one is the video going back to normal after quitting smoking, because it does talk about how things do still adjust after they quit smoking. There could be some problems that go on into the second and third week, but again, these things are minor issues. The stuff that people are really concerned with and that I don't want writing off, they're important. And I want people going into that video and into its description, because it goes into a lot of different ideas of why certain things are happening at different points in time that may need attention. So my concern is for people who are basically new quitters, people considering stopping smoking, and people who are off smoking now and having problems. And you know what? That's a big group of people. When you see these kind of articles saying that, oh no, it can go on for weeks, it can go on for months, understand the risk that you are taking if you're listening and paying a whole lot of attention to those articles and thinking like this means you, because you know what? It does not. The majority of people, the vast majority of people, do not have these reactions, and there's no reason to believe you are going to have these reactions. And if you are having reactions, you need to get them checked out. You cannot sit and write them off. Oh, this is because I quit smoking. Now it's more likely life going on without smoking and things needing to be needing attention. If you want to quit smoking and you want to basically get healthier and likely feel better, feel more alert, feel more productive, have a much cleaner, healthier existence, it really is just a matter of making and sticking to a personal commitment to never take another puff.